Welcome to the Amnayalife podcast. Today we will talk about the fear of being judged in group conversations, the anxiety that makes you stay quiet even when you have something to say, and what's possible when you find your voice again. I'm your host, Jack Smith, and I'm here with Huang Yulan, who has an incredible story to share about her English learning journey. Yulan, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jack. This is so important. My biggest struggle wasn't grammar or vocabulary. It was actually having the courage to speak up in a group, especially with native speakers. I hope sharing my experience helps someone who's still stuck in that fear.
Here's the thing. So many Taiwanese learners, even after years of classes, freeze up the moment they're part of a group conversation like an international meeting or a dinner abroad. Why do you think group settings are so much scarier than one-on-one talking?
I think it's because you're suddenly aware that more people are listening and the risk of making a mistake feels bigger. At school, I was comfortable answering a teacher's questions, but when it was a whole circle colleagues, new friends, I worried about embarrassing myself. In my mind, it felt like everyone would notice my accent or laugh if I used the wrong word.
That's so true, and with groups, our brain turns up the social penalty, like, if I mess up, everyone will know. One tiny slip feels like it's under a microscope.
Exactly. I remembered at one dinner in Sydney, I wanted to join in a funny story, but the words just wouldn't come out. I felt invisible, even though I really wanted to connect.
And the tragedy is, the longer you stay silent, the heavier it gets, the fear grows instead of shrinking.
Yes, it can force you to shrink in every setting, not just English ones.
Before we dive deeper into Yulan's story, I want to let you know, if you're struggling with the same challenges we're talking about today, there's a free class I've created that breaks down the real reasons blocking your English fluency. You can find the link in the episode description. It's going to show you exactly how to remove these blocks. Okay, Yulan, let's get into your story.
Sounds good, Jack. So my story starts after I got hired at a design firm in Taipei with lots of international clients. I remember my first big team meeting, 10 people, half of them from overseas. My boss introduced me. This is Yulan. She'll explain our design ideas. I had prepared so much, memorized every sentence. But when it was my turn to speak, I couldn't open my mouth. I just smiled and passed it to my manager. Inside, I was dying. I worried people thought I was lazy or unqualified.
That's such a powerful picture, and it's more common than anyone admits. When pressure spikes, it's not your language skills that fail, it's the flood of self-doubt.
Right. Even though I understood everything, I doubted my every word before it could come out. I told myself, if you mess up, nobody will respect you. Then, in coffee breaks, I'd watch others joke around and felt like an outsider.
Isolation builds quickly when your silence is misunderstood by others as disinterest or lack of competence.
Yes, one colleague actually said, "You're so quiet." And I couldn't explain that I was scared, not unfriendly.
What's interesting is, our brain creates a loop. The more we feel judged, the more we judge ourselves, and the more trapped we become.
Exactly. I avoided group lunches, dreaded meetings, and even in after-work events, I just sat and listened. The worst part was knowing I had opinions and ideas, but couldn't get them out.
And in a way, the longer you avoid speaking, the more your confidence erodes, even in your own language sometimes.
That's so true. It started affecting how I saw myself everywhere.
Was there a turning point for you?
Yes. We had a client visit from Singapore, and my manager said, "Yulan can answer your questions." The client looked at me, smiling and patient. And in the pause, I realized my silence was creating more awkwardness than any possible mistake. So I took a breath and forced out a short answer. My English was shaky, but the client nodded and seemed happy. That was the first time I realized nobody was waiting to judge me. They just wanted communication.
That moment is everything. The worst case scenario is never as scary as our mind imagines. It's the act of speaking up, not perfection, that creates connection.
Yes, that small win gave me courage to try again. At the next meeting, I added one more sentence. People started responding to means he, not just my colleagues.
Growth happens through small acts of bravery that compound over time.
Exactly. Over the next few months, I challenged myself, say one thing in every group discussion, even if it was just agreeing or asking a question. Sometimes my voice shook or my grammar was off, but I noticed no one cared. The important thing was showing up.
What did that change for you inside?
I started realizing that people actually listen for my ideas, not just my English level. I built real relationships at work and even started making international friends. The fear isn't totally gone, but it doesn't paralyze me now.
If you could go back, would you approach those group situations differently?
I'd stop waiting to feel ready or perfect. I'd focus on contributing, not impressing. Also, I'd tell someone about my fear instead of hiding it, which just made it worse.
That honesty creates accountability and support, not more pressure.
Yes, and it helps you stop feeling alone in your struggles.
For listeners feeling stuck, can you share 3 steps that helped you find your group voice?
First, prepare 3 short sentences or questions before every meeting. Nothing fancy, just something you will say.
That removes the freeze moment by setting a low bar for participation.
Exactly. Next, practice with a friend or alone, say the sentences aloud. Hearing your voice ahead of time makes it less scary.
That helps your brain build a new muscle memory for speaking up.
Lastly, after every group talk, write down one thing you did well, even if it's tiny. Celebrate that. Don't just focus on mistakes.
Recognition is fuel for momentum. Small wins build up into real confidence.
Over time, the wins become normal and the fear gets quieter.
Yulan, your journey shows that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in spite of fear, especially in front of others.
Thank you, Jack. I want everyone listening to know your voice is valuable. Even if it shakes, it matters.
Imagine a world where every group celebrates contributions, not just fluency.
That's what I hope for, more people speaking up, no matter their level.
You never know whose life you'll touch when you dare to speak.
If I can do it, anyone can.
Yulan, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story with us. I know our listeners are going to find so much value in what you've shared.
Thank you for having me, Jack. I hope my experience helps someone out there.
I'm sure it will. And to everyone listening, if you want to discover the real reasons that are blocking you from speaking English fluently, click the link in this episode to watch a free class that will show you how to remove these blocks.